very prompt, and I know that you all have things to do after this. So I am Krista Russell. I am one of the school counselors here at Central Crossing High School. I'm going to first introduce some guests that we have with us this evening, just so that you could get a face with a name, with the college. First we have from Columbus State, Megan Hatton. So this is Megan, so if we could welcome her. We have Mark Cortez from the Ohio State University. And we have Callum Morris from Central Ohio Technical College. We have Dana Ogrodowski, Laura Wickman, and Rebecca, who is one of our current students. They are here to talk with you about the accelerated learning. Up to you. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and get started. So we are here to talk and hopefully explain to you a little bit more about what is College Credit Plus. So College Credit Plus is a state-funded opportunity for students that have not yet graduated to get college credit. The students need to be college ready. Any student in grades 7 through 12 is eligible. There are a lot of different college course opportunities. There are obviously public colleges in Ohio, private colleges in Ohio. The public colleges are free. So when students take a College Credit Plus course during high school through a public university, that is free. If they attend a private college, then there might be some fees. And those would vary by each college. Each college that participates in the program sets their own cutoff scores and determines when or how a student becomes eligible. So a lot of the times the student can become eligible for participation in the program by taking the ACT test. The other times at different universities they have their own college placement test, so you can do that as well. I'm going to ask, there's a lot of people in the back. Okay, good. There's a lot of people in the back that are standing, so I don't know if everybody could maybe just scoot this way, and that way they don't have to stand for like half an hour, or scoot toward the middle people, scoot toward the middle, these people, if you could scoot toward the wall, and then whether you are ready for college by each college. So, now my clicker, there we go. So the first steps are for students to apply to the college that they are interested in participating in College Credit Plus with. They will have to fill out a college application. For Columbus State, you do need to have a social security number, so take that into advisement. After you apply and get accepted into the college, then you need to take a placement test, unless your student has already taken the ACT and obtained the scores. If they have taken the ACT and obtained the scores, they still need to apply to the college. While it is a student's choice as to what courses to take, the college courses that the students take must align and lead to a degree or to a certification. You can't just take random college courses. They must be non-remedial, which means they've tested at college level and they're ready for that. And they also must be non-religious. So one question that we get a lot is, how many college courses are they allowed to take? The question isn't really how many courses they can take, it has to deal with how many credits they're allowed in an academic year. So this is a little bit lengthy, but it'll help explain it. So to determine that maximum number, what we have to do as a school counselor is we determine how many classes they are taking during the school day. We multiply that number by 3 and subtract it from 30. So at the bottom up here on the screen there is an example. If a student has 3 high school credits scheduled for next school year, take that number, 3 times 3, which would be 9, which means they are permitted to take 21 semester hours at the college the following school year, this coming school year. Okay? And we do that each year. Excuse me. The students will have to work with their high school counselor and a college advisor. The high school counselor obviously needs to help the student make sure that they are still obtaining graduation requirements. We can try to advise them in the college courses. The college advisors are also there to help them decide if they want to pursue this, then these are the courses to take for that. So it's really a partnership and 2 people that your students will be able to work with. We definitely want to consider what your student is ready or interested in for the following school year. So when you take a college course, if it is 3 credits or 4 credits or 5 credits, that counts as 1 high school credit. Okay? 1 high school credit, just like, for example, English 1. English 1 at Central Crossing or Grove City or Westland or Franklin Heights is 1 credit. So thinking about it from a college's perspective, bringing it down to us, 3, 4, or 5, or more even, semester hour course counts as 1 high school class. So the question then is, we've applied, we've tested, we're in, so under kind of what circumstances would there be that you would want to take a college course or be enrolled in this program? So number 1 is you may want to take college courses to satisfy your high school graduation requirements. So, for example, they can take an English class at Columbus State or Ohio State or Central Ohio Technical College, and that could be in lieu of the high school English class. So that would be one reason. Another reason is that we do have some students that have completed their graduation requirements. And rather than graduate and be thrown into a college campus with college-age students and even older, they can remain even part of their day at the high school, part of their day at the college. But even if they've satisfied all their graduation requirements, they can begin their college work before they graduate. And the last one is just to explore college, take a course subject that interests them. We've had a lot of students do that, and some of them find out that that is a career that they want to pursue or an area, and some find out absolutely not, that's not what I thought that area would be. So that's a good opportunity as well. If your student wants to take summer courses, that is allowed, that is permitted. So the number of credit hours, so in our example, we talked about there being 21 available credits for that student. The student that wants to begin in the summer, that's when those credits begin. So if they take a 5 credit hour class in the summer, then they want to keep going for the rest of the school year, then they only have 16 credits available the rest of the school year. So the summer counts for that school year. Okay, so really for that, the summer, then fall, then the spring. Okay. A college's summer term may begin in May. Okay, so if you are thinking about doing summer courses, it might start before this school year is over. Some colleges have already opened summer scheduling. Okay, so this is definitely not something that if you can take your placement test and apply, that then you want to wait until June 1st to get on this, okay? If the summer is something that you're thinking about, then you need to keep up with the deadlines. The other thing to be careful about in college summer courses is that some of them are not a whole term. Some of them are just 6 weeks long. Some of them are the first 6 weeks, some of them are the second 6 weeks. So you just have to be careful about what you sign up for and how long the terms are in the summer. If you do want to participate in the summer, you must submit your letter of intent to participate early enough to apply and gain admission. Okay, that's just kind of what I mentioned. Again, summer credits or summer courses at some colleges are already open to register for. Okay, not something that you can wait until the last minute to do. You might think, oh, I'm going to take English this summer and it'll be open because I know there's a lot of English courses at the college level. And yes, there are a lot of Englishes available at the college level, but they fill up too. Okay? And you waiting until the last minute probably means you're not going to get into that. Okay? Books and fees. So if you do College Credit Plus through a public college, you do not have to pay for books or other fees that appear on a traditional college student's financial aid statement. Students attending private college may have a cost that includes books and fees, and that just depends on the college. You do have to cover your parking expenses, and that can get a little bit pricey. Usually colleges will make you pay for a parking pass, that would go in your car for each semester. So that is something that is the student's responsibility, or your responsibility as the parent, I guess. Whoever they pay for that. Maybe. Okay, so one of the things to be careful about is that if your student fails the course, the college course, you may have to pay for that. And it's not like a high school fee. So that's something to be aware about. You will get a grade regardless of if it's an A or if it's an F. You will be starting your college transcript. The grade that you receive at the college will also be reflected on your high school transcript. Okay? So if you get an A in your English course at the college, then we put an A on your high school transcript, so that's great. But if you get a D, that's starting your college transcript. It's starting your college GPA, okay? So this is something that you really have to think about and be committed to and be ready for, okay? I've had very, very bright students that have not done very well just because they weren't, they just really weren't as ready as they thought they were going to be. It can also affect your high school graduation. So if you are taking something at the college level that is replacing a high school graduation requirement, if you fail that, there's a possibility that you might not graduate. If you earn an AD or an F in the college course, you may not be able to take the next course. So there are times when you're planning, for example, to take biology 101 and then biology 102, and if you don't pass the biology 101, you're not going on to the biology 102 in most cases. So if I know probably a lot of you are in here are planners and I have everything planned out, and failing or doing bad in one course, even getting a D, can prevent you from moving on to the next course. Okay? So the way that it goes onto your high school transcript, so the college puts it on their transcript. They send us the grades. We put them onto your Southwestern City Schools transcript. If it is an area that we have either an advanced placement course or an honors course, then it is weighted. So a lot of our students do this because they know that it would help their GPA because they are taking what is considered an AP or an honors course. So that can be good, but again, if you don't do well, you have to remember that. The grade you earn in a college course appears on both transcripts. The college course will count toward your high school graduation requirements. So there is a deadline. So no later than April 1st, you must notify your counselor. And actually, what you're going to do to notify your counselor is by turning in an intent form. Okay? So you'll turn in the intent form by April 1st. One common question that we get is, well, what if I turn in the intent form and then I decide not to do it? That's okay. That it is not a binding decision. This is saying I intend to do this next school year. Okay? If you don't, then that's okay. It's a worse problem if you don't turn it in. Okay? So if you're thinking about it, then we need you to turn in that form. It must be completed each year. So I know there are some students that are in here who are already already taking College Credit Plus courses or already in our Accelerated Learning Center, you must turn in the intent form every year. If you are taking College Credit Plus courses on a college campus, your school counselor or a high school administrator must approve what you are taking, okay? So for the most part, it's your school counselor, but we are not here all summer, and our administrators are, sorry. And so if we are not here, they can approve that, right? We have to sign that in order for you to sign up for classes on a college campus. If we do not sign that, then you are responsible for the payment, okay? So you must have approval. This is a website that is run through the state of Ohio that has way more information that I could even cover this evening. So if you have further questions, even after you leave this evening, you can go on this website and find out a lot of information. So at this time, I am going to introduce Mr. Morris from Central Ohio Technical College, who's going to speak with us for a few moments.
Okay, good evening everybody. I'm going to speak for a couple of minutes based on what I know about College Credit Plus, what my college does with College Credit Plus, and hopefully give you guys some really decent information that can help you along this process. As you've heard some great information tonight, you have to understand, is your student prepared or ready? Two completely different things. If your student is ready for College Credit Plus, does that student are they prepared to actually go into what they're about to do? Meaning, they're going to be taking a college class. Okay, so you take that year-long course that student is now doing in high school and condensing that into 16 weeks. Is your student somebody that you need to keep on to do homework? Do you have to call counsellors and teachers to make sure that they are continuing to get that work in? If you are one of those students and those parents that have to do that, then it is really important that you all communicate with each other, because at the college level, your student will be classed as a college student. Parents can't go and email or call the college professor. They will not call you back. They will not email you back. Okay, so you've got to make sure that you are taking this really seriously. Okay, as it's mentioned, that grade that your student receives will be on a college transcript. Okay, so it might actually affect their application to a college if their GPA is below a certain level. It may also affect their financial aid and how many credit hours they've taken at the college level. So this is something that is a fantastic initiative that the state have brought in, but it can be very, very dangerous if it's not taken with extreme seriousness. Now, on the positive side, CCP is fantastic. It can help you save time on school. It can help you save a lot of money. But knowing that it's going to save you a lot of money isn't the incentive to get into College Credit Plus. Okay? Yes, we have 7th graders that are taking Composition 1 classes. Is your student ready to take on that maturity and that responsibility and that level of study? There is going to be some mature information given in an English composition class. Is your 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grader ready for that type of responsibility? If your student is going to a college campus, is your student responsible enough to be by themselves on a college campus by themselves? They won't have somebody following them around making sure that they get to class on time. Not like you do in a high school corridor where you've got teachers saying, get in there right now or you're going to get a late next to your name. Okay, so it's really important that you're taking all of this into consideration. So, that's to do with the general stuff. I work for COTC. We are a 2-year community college. I work at the Tascala campus, but we have 4 locations in Central Ohio. Our CCP works a little different to Columbus State, who is another fantastic CCP provider, in the fact that we actually offer 3 options in regard to CCP. So we offer option A, which is taught within the high school, which we actually have with some of the schools in southwestern city schools. We have option B, which is where we send one of our faculty to Central Crossing, if that was the case, and the class would be taught at the high school. Option C would be that the students taking the class online, or they're coming to campus and taking that class. The biggest thing that we want to try and get across is that we want to try and facilitate whatever your needs are for that college, whether it's getting your foot wet in interest in engineering or digital media design or English or history. Those classes are there to help you kind of get an idea whilst you're in high school if this is something that you want to do for the next 4 years of your life. Or if it's just a 2-year degree that you need to get into that career line, whether it's nursing, rad tech, sonography. You know, there's a lot of different programs out there, so it's important that you speak to your counsellors that are here to help so you can get as much information as possible. Okay? So that's what we do. We'll be out there at the tables, so please do come and ask if you've got any questions related to CCP. But please look into it. It's a fantastic chance for everybody in here. But please remember, it's individual. It's not for you and your friends. It's about what is the best for your student. So thanks again for listening. I'll pass it back over. I'll see you outside if you need any help.
So there are different courses that are offered when a college professor will come to your high school, and so different high schools in our different high schools in our district offer different dual enrollment courses. So just check with your school counselor about that. So what we are going to do at this time, so if you came and you're interested in College Credit Plus and not the Accelerated Learning Center, don't get up yet, but then our presentation is complete. The next part of our presentation, we are going to be discussing the Accelerated Learning Center, which is also an opportunity to take college courses, but they would be taking them in a high school setting, and actually the high school setting is at Central Crossing for the entire district. So the representatives that are here from Ohio State, COTC, and Columbus State are in the lobby. If you did not get handouts, please remember to pick them up out there. So I'm just going to give you a minute. If you would like to get up, you may. If you want to hear about the Accelerated Learning Center, then just stay seated and we'll be with you in about 2 minutes. No. Mr. Hanson, the video I think that we need is embedded in the PowerPoint. You don't have to do that.
This is it. That's
Thank you.
I think it's an opportunity of a lifetime. I get to knock out college credit, which I have to pay for after I get out of high school. Now I'm already ahead of the game, and I can already get a sense of what college is going to be like.
I think it's really cool because a lot of people don't get that opportunity, and to be able to get a head start is so different. When I'm in the classroom, I feel like everyone is more engaged. It just really gives me a head start because I have several ideas of what I want to do in the future, and I know that what I'm doing now is going to help me so much. I know it's going to be challenging, but I feel like now that I have this experience, I can do it. For me to be a sophomore and taking college classes and being like good at it is like, it's just amazing.
It's an opportunity to move forward. There are a lot more places you can go after college than you can go after high school. I'm really honored to have this opportunity to take college while still in high school. I can work hard, I can do all of these things, and still be successful at it.
Thank you. So the Accelerated Learning Center, like I mentioned, is housed at Central Crossing. This basically provides students in southwestern city schools an opportunity to take college courses based on their future plans while completing high school graduation requirements at the same time. The students that are in the Accelerated Learning Center will be at Central Crossing for about half of the school day, and then they will return to their home high school for the other half of the school day. They do get an understanding of what it takes to succeed in a college classroom while they're still in a in a high school environment. Obviously, they can get a head start on their college credits as well. So we at Southwestern City Schools have partnered with Columbus State. So the Accelerated Learning Center classes, if your student participates in the Accelerated Learning Center, will be taking classes through Columbus State Community College. Your son or daughter, granddaughter, grandson has to decide one of 3 programs to apply for the Accelerated Learning Center. There are 3. Software development, in which they get 29 college credits, general liberal arts, and then there is applied sciences. So there are limited seats in each one, and so the admission process is put in place. If your student is not, they can be accepted or denied or put onto a wait list. Courses are by semester, and they do follow the requirements of Columbus State Community College. So they are not, for example, all year long. Okay? Your student will be in the Accelerated Learning Center. They will have different courses in the fall and different courses in the spring. The Accelerated Learning Center is in Pod C, which is basically when you come in our front door at Central Crossing and you walk to your right, you go past the cafeteria, then there's a set of stairs, and you go by the stairs and make a right, and so it's basically all the way at the front of the school building. Transportation is provided to and from the students' home high schools. They must, just like the other college credit plus courses, they must apply to Columbus State. They must get a Cougar ID. So the Cougar, Columbus State is the Cougar. So each of your children will get a Cougar ID. They need to either have taken the ACT. If they have not taken the ACT, then they will need to sit for the college placement exam. It is currently the AccuPlacer and ALEX. They must meet the prerequisites for the program. And there is a trifold that is at the Columbus State Accelerated Learning Center table that explains the cutoffs for each of the programs in it. Yes?
So before they can take any other courses, they got to take that software development, general liberal arts, or applied science, is that right?
They are picking one of those 3 programs.
And those are the only programs, so they have to do those first before they can go on to other courses.
No, they are enrolling in the Accelerated Learning Center to be in one of those 3 programs. And then
So that's all that's offered?
if they want to move on, then they can. And if they don't want to, then that's okay. So that's what the Accelerated Learning Center is. It's an opportunity for them to earn that many credits. And in the trifold, it explains exactly what classes they will be taking while they're in those programs.
And they're based off of these 3 in the original, right? They're based off of the software development.
They're based off of each of the 3 programs.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, so students who are accepted into the Accelerated Learning Center, there is a mandatory meeting in the fall. You will get information over that, or regarding that in the summertime. So, just like College Credit Plus courses, the Accelerated Learning courses are weighted. If your student gets a D or an F, they may not be able to go on to semester 2. Some of the courses that are in semester 1, they have to pass to be able to go to semester 2, and if they don't pass that, kind of the whole program can crumble. So we just again have to be careful that we're ready to do this. Let's see. If you earn an F, then they might be responsible. And if they do decide to withdraw from any of the courses, they have to do it by the deadline. Otherwise, they can be charged. So the first one knowledge majors. So students that are in this usually are interested in careers in software development, network security, web developer, network administrator. The courses that are in this program, if you take those, when we put those onto your high school transcript, those will count as high school elective credits toward graduation. Okay? If you are in this program, you earn 29 college credits. So that's pretty much fantastic. That's like an entire freshman year, so that's really great. The second program that I mentioned is General Liberal Arts. That is designed for the student interested in obtaining foundational college credit. So again, this you can look in your trifold. This one has a different list of courses that your student would be enrolled in. These count as graduation requirements rather than just for electives because, for example, they would take English 1100, I think that it is. So that is the first college English course. That can replace, for example, if your student is in there as an 11th grader, that could replace their English as an 11th grader and they wouldn't have to take it at their home high school. So that's good. You just have to remember that English at the home high school usually is all year long. And so when you're taking it as a college course, it's half. Okay, so it's condensed. If they are in the general liberal arts, they can obtain up to 32 college credits. And then the last one is applied sciences. This one is for students that are more interested in math, science, allied health, other fields. Pretty much the same thing. They count toward high school graduation requirements, and they can earn up to 36 credits. Accelerated Learning Center. This is the college schedule. So they will begin their college courses on August 28th. They will end on December 16th. That does not mean the students that are the other half of their school day at their home high school, they still have to attend all of those. Then they begin again January 15th through May 12th. Okay? If you have questions about that schedule, the best people to ask would be Dana Okradowski, Laura Wickman, and Rebecca, who are our three representatives here from the Accelerated Learning Center this evening. If you have any questions about whether college, where your credits would transfer to, one of the best websites that you can ever visit, I use it all the time for my own children, it's called Transferology. You can type it in, you can type in Columbus State, English 1100, and then you can type in Florida State and see if it counts towards something there. Or you can type in Ohio State and see if it counts towards something there. I use that website all of the time. So Columbus State credits guaranteed to transfer to all Ohio public colleges. Okay, so if your student wants to go to Columbus State first and then to an Ohio public college, the credits are going to transfer. Okay? If it's a private college, then again, I would go to the Transferology. Many of them will transfer. Okay? The other bit of advice I would give is if you know where you want to go for 4 years, to get your bachelor's degree, you can also go online and see what their requirements are and kind of make sure that that's part of your plan. So that concludes our presentation. We as counselors will be in the lobby to answer questions.